Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. The Trump administration continues its efforts in erasing diversity, equity, and inclusion within the federal government, as the story of Jackie Robinson has disappeared from the Defense Department's website as part of this initiative. Now, just last month, Trump has ordered the Pentagon to scan federal websites for articles, social media posts, photos, parties, and videos in order to remove any web pages that promoted DEI. As a result, several websites were removed, including thousands of pages documenting the history of people of color, LGBTQ+ people, women, and others from marginalized backgrounds, and many pages about Jackie Robinson. Regarding Robinson's history being erased, Hughley would take to Instagram and write, "Number 42 forever. Try as they may, we never relied on others to keep our history alive." Now, shortly after, Hughley would repost an Instagram video from Joy Ann Reid, who criticized several Black MAGA supporters' happy reaction when Trump got into office. The video would then showcase some of the firings Trump has implemented his first few weeks into the office, including Air Force General C.Q. Brown, who was let go as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Reid's original caption for the post was asking for the thoughts and opinions of Black MAGA supporters, especially after some were fired by the same man they voted for. Reid's caption read, "Given the deletion of Black war heroes from the Arlington National Cemetery website, I felt like I needed to bring this back from Black History Month. How is Black MAGA feeling these days? Please let us know in the comments." Now, Hughley would add his own caption while sharing Reid's message. Hughley would say, "Goofy, would love to hear any of these coons defend Black war veterans and heroes literally being erased from history. You too, Marcellus Wasn't Me Wiley, Stephen A. Smith, Waka Maga Flocka, any takers?" Now, interestingly enough, Hughley's question would be relevant, particularly after his support of Don Lemon, who recently made headlines after saying he doesn't believe anyone can be a rational Black MAGA supporter. While there, Lemon made it clear to differentiate between a Black Republican and a Black MAGA supporter, slamming the latter. In support of Lemon, D.L. Hughley made another appearance on TMZ agreeing. Hughley would use several examples of Trump using Black people and the MAGA movement as pawns in order to gain favor amongst the public amid some of his controversial moves.
I think there is something to the fact that I think that Black people in the MAGA movement are like, when Donald Trump rolls them out, like if he got convicted of 34 felonies, Stephen A. Smith will say, well, that's why Black people can relate to him. Or when he's getting ready to dismantle Black history, he'll call Marcellus Wiley out to come to a Black history celebration. Or when he's defunding cancer research for kids, he'll call a Black kid out who has cancer. Donald Trump uses Black people like most people use Fabuloso to clean the smell up.
While Hughley would ask for the opinions of the specific individuals in Reid's video, along with calling out several others, one representative who would respond to Hughley was Representative Wesley Hunt, who also called out Don Lemon. After hearing what Lemon had to say, Hunt would list off several of his credentials, which included being a combat veteran, an Ivy League graduate, and a U.S. congressman. Hunt said he was able to achieve all of that by being a rational person, despite being a Black man who supports MAGA. Hughley's response:
Let's be real. How many people with those same qualifications have been fired and called DEI? Kamala Harris was called DEI for having those exact same qualifications. So let's not pretend that he rolled out his resume. That resume among his people, among the people would be DEI. They would say he wasn't worthy of. So that's what you have to do when you're a MAGA Black person. The very defenses that people use to demean other Black people, you have to pretend like you didn't hear them. If a Black man said the exact same thing and he wasn't MAGA Republican and he was in a high position in Congress, they would say he was DEI hire.
Now, Hughley's appearance on TMZ would cause Wesley Hunt to respond directly to the comedian via the same platform. In his own video, Hunt would tell Hughley he was elected to office, not based off the color of his skin, but due to his qualifications. Despite the difference in opinion, Hunt did mention being a big fan of Hughley's comedy growing up and invited him to have a conversation based on the topic. Hunt would end his video by once again slamming Don Lemon for his remarks, saying there's no such thing as a rational black MAGA supporter. Now, interestingly enough, throughout Hunt's video, he referred to himself as a conservative and implied he identified with the right-wing politics. But if you go back to Lemon's original comment, he specifically differentiated between black Republicans and MAGA supporters, which shows Hunt may not have fully understood what Lemon said. Now, as we all know, Hughley has made it clear where he stands with those that support Trump, especially if you're black. So, what do you guys think about D.L. Hughley going off on black MAGA supporters after Trump's erasure of DEI in history? What are your thoughts on Hughley agreeing with Don Lemon, saying there's no such thing as a rational black MAGA supporter? Do you agree? Why or why not? Let us know in the comments below. And stay up to date with the latest news and comedy by subscribing right here to our YouTube channel. Hit the bell and select all so you can receive notifications to all of our content and not just some. Check out Hypers Club for all your cool and original merchandise and content. And for our YouTube viewers, if you like this story, send us a super thanks by hitting the button below, and you can tip us what you want to show your support. Reporting live from Hyper Club House in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.